So I said I wanted to cut down on the number of books I was adding to my collection. Did I succeed? No. But kind of. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and as always guys, I am Andrew. Today is the August of 2023 book haul, and it's a very nice book haul. But before we get into this book haul, please like and subscribe, as it does help the channel grow. And you can check the description box down below for links to all of my social media, including links to my Pango books, if you want to buy books that I have removed from the shelf and actually helped pay for some of this book haul, so thank you very much. Or my Patreon if you want to help support what I do here. Patreon is very important because, frankly, I only get paid $30 every 3 months by YouTube. So Patreon is the best way to support the channel. And that said, guys, let's jump right on in to this book haul. Now, that said, I did get a YouTube payout, which helped pay for one of these special editions. But like I said, YouTube has like a $100 payout for like creators, where they will basically, once you hit $100 threshold, they will then dispense your ad revenue to you. And as I mentioned earlier, I get paid around $30 in ad revenue every 3 months. And yeah, so I got a payout and I decided to invest that in a special edition, which you will see here soon. And then of course I have unhauled a whole bunch of books and sold them to the lovely people on Pango Books, which has also paid for some of this. And I also had some kickstarters come through. So this looks like I went hog wild, but there was a method to the madness. But we're going to get started here with a cookbook. And frankly, I do the cookbook first because it's a little off the wall, off brand for me. But this isn't the first cookbook that I've hauled on the channel. This is Dylan Hollis's baking of yesteryear, the best recipes of the 1900s to the 1980s. And this is a fantastic channel that I found here on YouTube. Dylan started as a TikToker, and now he's got a cookbook. And I've already made a bunch of cookie recipes and one peanut butter bread recipe from this already. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm actually getting ready to make starchies from this today with my daughter, so I'm very excited to do that. But yeah, I just kind of want to showcase that I did add another cookbook to my collection. Now, let's see. There's a lot of special editions to get through. Let's do the 2 Kickstarters that, like, I didn't know when I'd be getting these. The thing with Kickstarters, you never know when your Kickstarter is gonna come through. And so I was a late backer of Mother of Learning by Dumagoy Kermayage, and I finally got my 2 physical editions. We've got Arc 1 and Arc 2. And these are absolutely stunning. This makes me so much more excited for my Wraithmark Creative editions that I have coming through here soon. I believe Sword of Kaigan will be on the way relatively soon. But, I mean, these feel amazing in the hand. I had to throw Mylar covers on them because I wanted to protect my babies. I will, of course, be backing Arc 3 and Arc 4 whenever Wraithmark decides to do those, but I am in love with these. I have already read the entire series, so this is just literally me wanting to get them on my shelf. Then with that payout that I got from YouTube, I decided to get my very first Dragonsteel edition, and I went with the Launchers because it's one of my favorite Cosmere books. Now, just a small gripe here is some of my foiling is kind of like, I don't know if you can there we go. You can adequately kind of see there's a dull mark right there. These are $100 a pop, so that feels kind of like a quality control issue. But at the same time, like, you get a whole bunch of fantastic art. And I am just thoroughly pleased. I will probably pick up, I know I want to pick up Warbreaker, and I'm thinking of picking up Way of Kings and Mistborn Era 1, but not Era 2. But I'm very happy to have it on the shelf. I do wish that Dragonsteel would update the attention sticker, because on the attention sticker, it says this book was pre-signed. So I got super excited thinking, oh, maybe a glitch went through the system and I got a signed book, even though the website stated it was an unsigned book. But it's an unsigned book. The sticker says it's a signed book, so thus my excitement and confusion. Anyway, that's my gripe out of the way with that. But, I mean, it is what it is. Now, I do want to give a proper shout out to 2 special edition companies, and specifically that is Grimlock Press and The Broken Binding. Now, I did an interview with Stephen Arian, and I was showcasing my Coward Special Edition, because we were talking about the special edition of Judas Blossom. And in doing that, something on my shelf snagged my dust jacket, and it goes all the way through, and luckily, like, it stopped it, but you can definitely see an impression. I don't know if I can get the camera to register that, but it ripped through the Mylar cover, through the dust jacket, and was stopped on the back. And I decided to email Broken Binding. I was like, hey, can you do anything? And they sent me a new dust jacket. So I now have a, once again, pristine condition edition of The Coward. So thank you very much to the Broken Binding. And then also I got a dust jacket, or I got an edition of Darkness at Sethanon by Raymond E. Feist, but the logo was off center. And again, these are very expensive editions. And I emailed them, and within an hour I had notification that my new dust jacket was on its way, and now it lines up beautifully. Speaking of Darkness at Sethanon, I'll just showcase these real quick. And I was gifted a Easton Press edition of Magician last year for my birthday by some of my moderators and some of my, BookTube friends, which I'm very, very thankful for. And I keep that displayed right up there. It's on prominent display. I show it to everybody who walks in the house. Kind of, sort of, yeah. Anyway, but when I went to go look at the cost of book number 2, which was Silverthorn, it was the cost of buying the entire trilogy, or the entire quartet, depending on how you look at Rift War, through Grimlock Press. And so that's what I did. I've been saving up for these, and when I got the notification that the pre-order for the second printing of Magician had gone live, I had to pick these up. And so I now have 2 special editions of Magician, and I've been kind of doing shorts on this book haul, but it's leather bound. There are some illustrations sporadically littered through, but these are signed by Raymond E. Feist. And are they signed by Don Matz as well? I don't remember. Yep, they are signed by the artist and the author. So that's the Grimlock Press edition of Magician. And then we've got Silverthorn right here. And I've been wanting to get these, but I think the cost of the Easton Press to complete the set is what pushed me into the arms of Grimlock Press. And I am very, very impressed. So that's Silverthorn right there. And we have got Darkness at Sethanon, all with gorgeous art by Don Matz, and all beautifully leather bound. I believe these are still available on the site if you want to check those out, but I am a huge fan of Grimlock Press, and I plan to support them when they do their editions of Faithful and the Fallen. I hope to be one of the lucky few who can go ahead and get a pre-order in like 5 minutes after that goes live, and fingers crossed I can get my hands on those, because I really, really want them. Okay, then I did a short on this one as well, and essentially I have been eyeing this at my bookstore for months now, and I thought it was gone, and then it caught my eye, it caught the corner of my eye behind the counter, and this is basically the PS Publishing edition of Raid Bradbury's The October Country. These are naked hardcovers, so very gorgeous, very clean in the hand. And The Halloween Tree, which I love the movie, the animated movie from I think it's the late 70s, early 80s. I think that's when it came out. Anyway, it's got Leonard Nimoy as one of the voice actors. So, yeah, I love that. And Something Wicked This Way Comes. I plan on reading at least 1 or 2 of these in October so that I can kind of just, get some Ray Bradbury underneath my belt. I've been really wanting to check those out. But this is a gorgeous set. I love the slipcase. It's not wanting to go back in right now. There we go. But this is a gorgeous set, and I'm very happy to have it in the collection now. Okay, and then the last special edition that I have to show you, I also did a short on this as well, and this is Folio Society's Pet Cemetery by Stephen King. I have been wanting to get a hold of more Folio Society. I think I'm thinking of investing in more Folio Society books here in the near future. They just feel incredibly good in the hand. And even though this is the one Stephen King book that has scared the pants off of me time and time again, I think I want to do a reread and finally just conquer my fear of it, because it always gets to like a certain point in the book and then I wuss out. And so I'm finally ready to read it from this gorgeous edition. I do plan to read from this physical edition because I think Folio Society is too beautiful to not like that. There's always that that fear with special editions of like, should I read from it or shouldn't I read from it? And I want to read from Folio Society editions. They're so gorgeous. And then of course I picked up, if you remember from my last book haul, I did 2 Agatha Christie collections from Barnes & Noble, and this is the one I didn't have. This is Death of the Nile and Other Stories by Hercule Poirot Mysteries. And it just says there we go. Death on the Nile, the ABC Murders, and 5 Little Pigs. So I've got that. I still need to take it out of the plastic, but it will be joining my Agatha Christie collection. And then, let's see. That should lead us into more King. I picked up Black House by Stephen King and Peter Straub. I read The Talisman last month, and I gave it 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. So in order to complete the collection, I need to have Black House. And I'm excited. I know there's a huge time jump, and I know that either people love it or hate it. But I mean, they also feel that way about The Talisman, so I'm excited and tentatively looking forward to this, probably either in October or November. Fingers crossed, we will see what happens. And then, let's see. Let's move on to review copies. So, in terms of review copies, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you might have seen the first one. This is John Palladino's Buzzard's Bowl. And I've been really looking forward to this. I'm actually already reading this in September. This was one of my patron picks. And this has got a gorgeous naked hardcover with some amazing art. I've been really wanting to get my hands on these, and these were kindly sent to me by the author, who is a good friend, and inscribed to me as well. So thank you so much, John. I can't wait to get to this one. And the reason I've got this one labeled as a review copy is he sent me books 1 and 2, but I've already read book 1, so I'm considering that one a gift. So thank you so much, John. I really appreciate this. Get a load of Buzzard's Bowl. Look at that. Beautiful. This is the grimdark of the grimdark. So if you really like inventive fantasy grimdark, you need to be checking out this series. And then I got this, The Great Migration by Steve Ramirez. And the cover immediately is what caught my attention here. And then, like, you can see some even better art on the inside, where you've kind of got this kind of city over here that kind of looks Londonian, and then this looks kind of African setting, and I was just so intrigued. Let me read you the blurb. It says, Bologna has been taught to hate and fear the mysterious beings known as the Sorin since she was a girl. She knows if she were ever infected with the fever that they spread, she would go insane within seconds and die within hours. As the local defense is mobilized to fight a Sorin invasion, Bologna scrambles to save her loved ones from the impending attack. Desperately, her group races to escape the city walls before a contagion of insanity erupts. With attacks exploding across the country, an unlikely twist of fate reveals the true purpose of the Sorin to Bologna, challenging everything she has been taught about them while she struggles to accept the unknowable secrets she has learned. The city's bell towers begin tolling, the alarm for lockdown, signaling that the Sorin have arrived. And that is The Great Migration, and this is book 1 of the Sorin saga. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to that, because it's got a vibe. When like the author reached out to me, he's like, hey, you want to review this? I was just like, yes please. Up next, we have got Brian Wilson's The Forsaken Planet. And this one just sounds so cool. It's been described as a couple series that I really enjoy. And when I saw this going around BookTube, I was like, oh, I gotta get a hold of one of these. And so I had it on my wish list, and then the author saw me kind of expressing interest on other people's channels and reached out to me. I was like, hey, I saw you were interested. Would you like a copy? And I said, yes. All right, let's read the back. The world is more than just a planet. It's an ancient tribute to the woman who guided it from ruin. A devastation she foresaw arising again. When mysterious aircraft wreak havoc across Earth's skies, it is revealed that there are clusters of other planets where humankind resides. Distant worlds where the people wield the power of the stars themselves. It is an energy force that can bring about miracles. Or, as the alien fleet's ruthless leader displays, unleash horrors beyond imagination. After experiencing a loss during the onslaught, Colton Sampson, an ordinary college student, vows to protect his loved ones at any cost, but to learn the power to do so, he must enlist in the army of the Universal Throne, a second alien force with its own agenda. With the revelation of a secret prophecy foretelling humanity's demise and Colton's improbable role in preventing it, he embarks alongside a diverse group of friends to the throne's capital, the planet of Ventara. There he faces prejudice from supposed allies, lifelike combat simulations that test him to his core, and the looming threat of a universal war. Only by embracing his true potential can Colton hope to secure the safety he seeks in a universe that views him as nothing more than Forsaken. And that's the Forsaken planet. Very cool. It sounds so good. And then I got these two beauties. Let's get in on these covers. Look at those. These look awesome. This is the God King Emmanuel saga, The Dying Breed Injustice, which is book 2, and The Dying Breed Hunters, which is book 1. And this is by TJ Lombardi. And it says, an epic progressive fantasy where it is everyone's destiny to die, but you're challenged on how one should live. Which just sounds immediately cool. It is the year 896 during the Age of Magic, and young Liam found himself searching for his purpose. His world forever changed when his family all tragically died within months of one another. As the world around him grew cold, the only warmth he found was in remembering the stories of the legendary warrior his father fought alongside. As a child, young Liam dreamt of fighting next to such warriors, and with nothing left to lose, he departed his home on a quest to become just that. The only thing he did not realize was just how much carnage awaited him. So that's the beginning of this series, and I love the cover art, and I am a stan for progression fantasy. Then we've got this one. This is Breaking Colossus by Matt Wright, another sci-fi. On the back it says, Intelligence Officer Roth Solis received news his war hero father is MIA. His mother, Alora, is at the heart of a military-wide insurrection. Now someone wants to get rid of him and his family's legacy forever. And then just really cool art on the back. Gorgeous spine. I can't wait to dive into this thing. Ugh, yes! And then this is a book I've actually hauled on the channel before, but it was mass market paperback. And reading from a mass market paperback as I get older is getting harder. So I don't have those copies anymore, but the author was kind enough to send me a trade paperback edition that he just had stored in his attic. And that is John Marco's Jackal of Nar. This is military fantasy. And I believe this came out in, the late 90s, I think is when Jackal of Nar came out. But basically, this is his debut. And you might recognize the name from the Bloody Chorus. But we've got here Jackal of Nar. His enemies called Prince Rickus the Jackal, yet he is only a reluctant warrior for the Emperor in the fight for the borderland of Lusalore. The Empire's deadly war machines are no match for the potent magic of Tharn, leader of a fanatical sect. Rickus's force are routed, and he returns home in defeat. But the Emperor will not accept the loss. Soon, Rickus is given one last chance to pit the Empire's science against the enemy's devastating magic, but he has fallen in love with a woman of Lusalore, his sworn enemy. Now Rickus finds himself torn between his kingdom, his loyalty, and his heart. No matter what he chooses, the result at best will be bloodshed and shame. At worst, the death of everyone he holds dear. Yet, as the Emperor and Tharn are about to discover, there's nothing so dangerous as one desperate man. Ah, look at that gorgeous art with a fascinating sounding book. And then I got 2 gifts left. And we, of course, got The Blue Flames by Jacqueline Hagan. This is the last book in the Riverfall Chronicles. So this is kindly sent to me by my good friend Tori from Tori Talks. And she sent this to me because we kind of both started this trilogy by doing a 1-chapter challenge for SPFBO. We did a vlog for that. You can check it out right there. And I'll have Tori's edition linked in the description box down below. But essentially, we both started the first chapter. We both loved it. And we've both read and reviewed book 1. I think she's closing in on finishing the trilogy. And there's just so much excitement around this trilogy that when she saw it on my wish list, she sent it to me just to make sure I had it on hand for when I was ready to just plow through the rest of the series. So thank you so much, Tori. And then I mentioned John Palladino, and that is because we still have the Trials of Ashmount. This is the hardcover edition in the Tragedy of Sedaine, book 1. Fantastic book. I have a book review for this right there. Bam, you can check it out right there. This is one of my top 10 books of Q2 of 2023, so please check this out. It is well worth reading, especially if you like grim, dark fantasy. Look at that gorgeous cover art. Just look at it. And again, a gorgeous naked hardcover. That said, guys, that is my August of 2023 book haul. Let me know what some of your favorite pickups were this month, and let's have a good old chat in the description box down below. Until next time, peace out, guys. Stay magical. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons. I could not do this without you.